It's a very grey day today, I'm sorry about this. Anyway, should we go and have a little chat? Let's go and see what's occurring, shall we? Stand by your beds, here we go. Hiya.
Hello.
Hiya ladies. How you doing?
Not bad, and you?
Yeah, alright, thanks ladies. Just doing your bit then?
Yeah, you can take literature, it's all free.
Okay.
Just look up our website.
Yeah.
Do you know we've got a website?
Yeah, I know about your website. I've heard about your website.
Did you have your own religion or?
jw.org, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I heard something. Apparently this is called what you call metropolitan witnessing.
No, that's in London actually.
Right,
In
okay.
Metropolitan or in America. But here
Right,
it's
so
public
what do you actually call this then?
Public.
Public. So actually what's really the difference then between the
I
two?
think one's much bigger than the other, that's all. Because like London's massive, isn't it?
Oh, okay. No, it's just
Anyway.
that it's something sort of, I thought to myself, that's really unusual. Because apparently to do this metropol witnessing, you have to be like, really like special in the congregation or something. Well, you have to like, let's put it another way, you have to sort of cover it. You know, you have to sort of make sure that you're fully qualified to go out there. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, because it's such a big scale.
Yes.
Yeah, they come from Bethel.
You have to know what
You have to know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Some have been studying it a lot longer than others.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is, did you have to like fill out forms and stuff?
Oh no.
You didn't? Right, okay. So how long have you been Jehovah Witnesses?
30 years.
30 years.
27 years.
It's a fair amount, isn't it?
Yeah, quite long. That's their life though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Looking into it?
I have looked into it in the past.
How? By the internet or?
No. I looked into it in the 80s. And
Did you come along to me?
yeah, I actually pulled away.
Were you baptised?
No. I pulled away.
You related to anyone in there?
No, not as far as I'm aware. I mean, I don't know, maybe some of my relations are going there, I don't know. Could be.
What caused you to pull away?
What caused me to go away? Well, mine was a very simple thing, really. I just didn't agree. I didn't agree with some of the teachings at the time, and then later on, over the years, I sort of discovered, you know, more stuff, more in-depth things, and I said, you know, I'm not attacking you or anything, but I said to myself, I can't agree with this.
What deeper things did you discover then?
Well, I discovered that you probably don't even know anything about this. I discovered that you were involved with the United Nations.
Okay, where did you hear that from?
Well, it's actually proven.
Why?
There was reports in the Guardian newspaper about the fact that Watchtower were involved with the United Nations.
In what way?
They used to go into their library or something and use their library, but there's a lot more involved than that, you know. But anyway, well, I said to myself, you know, they're always, you know, I say this with respect, they're always like attacking the United Nations, you know, saying they're part of the beast, and yet here they are, they're sort of actually associating with the United Nations. But there was many other things I discovered. I discovered that over the years, not you personally, but the governing body made some predictions. You know, so you've no doubt heard this before. 1914, 1925, 1975. You know, I've heard about those things. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
Yeah, the light goes bright and brighter, yeah. And there's a sifting out then, yeah, little dots.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is, actually, Watchtower made some predictions which never came to pass.
Actually, the Watchtower didn't. People thought they were coming. They put their own slant on it. That's why they left. It
Okay.
got proved wrong. They put hundreds of thousands left at that time.
So, you know,
But if you look at the literature back then,
Yeah.
it wasn't saying that.
yeah, okay. The other things, you know, I've been hearing all these other things in recent years about this Royal Commission. Did you hear anything about the Royal Commission in Australia recently?
No.
Your governing body member, Geoffrey Jackson, was summoned to appear before a Royal Commission in Australia.
What reason?
It's really not nice. It was on CNN News, and they was basically investigating all these things like shunning, paedophilia, which is within the church. Well, okay, I know you don't class yourself as a church.
No.
And so all these other things, you know, that's why
So what other truth is there out there then? That you're looking for then? There has to be truth out there somewhere. Even Jesus says one Lord, one faith, one baptism. There's
very
only one.
true. That's
So which
very
one are
true.
you going for then?
I'm going to literally go to the horse's mouth. I'm going to go to Jesus Christ himself. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth and life. No man comes to the Father except through me.
So,
And you see, there's another thing. I'll say it with respect again, but you know, this governing body, by whose authority? You know, it's like they've said, right, you know, we're the number one channel, and it's gone unchallenged. I mean, by whose authority are they to say that, you know, we are God's channel on earth?
well, they're by the Bible, isn't it?
Because they
They are Abba
They
Father.
do
We
actually
know
say-
about being adopted sons. Yeah, we
Would
don't
you
know if they're
actually say
absolutely
that?
born in the right one.
Would you
Might be
actually
well.
say that they, you know, they consider themselves the number one channel on earth, the only channel on earth?
Well, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. Yes, there has to be an organisation on earth to get all the work done. Yeah, because Jesus said to make sure the good news is preached worldwide. How is it going to be done without an organisation? Can't be.
Okay,
That's impossible. It has to be an organisation that, if there is one being used, yes, that's Jehovah's organisation, which is backed up with faith in the street slave, and it is a governing body made up of men. Yes, but there's a massive, there are 144,000. There's what, 9,000 still left on the earth.
and that's another thing about the 144,000. You know, apparently there's been this overlapping thing.
Yeah, you mean the next generation? As in the
Mm,
scriptures, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we had a Watchtower out on that.
yeah,
It's all online.
yeah,
I'm sure it makes sense.
yeah. So I mean, I'm
I mean,
surprised.
it's very in depth. You can't talk to you now, obviously. You need a Bible study to get over all that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not really looking.
There was another thing I heard as well with regards to your New World Translation.
Yeah.
You probably don't know this, but there was a man by the name of Johannes Graeber. Have you ever heard of this man, Johannes Graeber? Apparently he was a spiritualist medium, and he had a lot of input into your New World Translation. You haven't heard that?
No. Where do you get that information from?
The internet?
Yeah. There's loads of it on the internet.
Yeah,
There's loads of prostate stuff on the internet. You know that. We know that.
yeah,
Loads of people that come in the truth and left it. And
yeah,
pulled it to bits. There's even interviews on the TV, you know that, in the newspaper. Even Jehovah said that there'll be those that will come against you. And it's going to happen a lot, isn't it?
Can I just ask you some questions on shunning?
Shunning, no. You don't shun. What do you mean by shunning? In what way?
Okay, well I've got a lot of information.
Yeah, I know someone that I was studying with said that she knew someone that was so-called shunned, but when she looked into it, it wasn't at all like that at all. But it's a lot on the internet, again, apostasy.
Okay.
People that have known the truth and then come out because they want to do their own thing. But feel guilty doing it, so they put all that on there.
Have you ever heard of JW Survey?
No.
You
What
haven't?
you survey?
No, it's called JW Survey.
Servo?
No. JW Survey. You've never heard of that?
No, why would we? It's not come from an organisation. No.
Right. Well, this chap, he was in your organisation,
Yeah.
okay? He actually discovered a lot of things,
Yeah.
all right? When he showed the elders, I'm going to make this story really brief, okay? He had some really good solid proof on a lot of stuff. When he showed the elders, the next thing he knows, he's disfellowshipped. And the next thing he knows, he's being shunned. People are shunning him.
Would you honestly, if you committed a gross sin and you knowingly did it, would you put the reason on the whole news for everyone to know? No, I don't think so. So obviously use that reason, obviously. We don't know. We don't know the situation. We don't know him. We don't know the person. All we know sounds apostate again, but we don't know.
Yeah.
But no, if there's the law is, as it says in the Bible, if there's any paedophilia going on in the congregation, someone goes to the elders, the elder says to the person, you go straight to the police. It's got nothing to do with us, you go straight to the police. Most of the relatives and family don't go to the police because they haven't got the courage.
There
to
was
do
a
it.
documentary.
Then they come out and blame us, saying, oh, we're housing paedophilias.
There was a documentary.
We do actually, and this is the thing with paedophilias. Now there is, I don't know if you know this personally, we can be put on the list of offenders,
Yeah.
and it's not for paedophilia, as in the paedophilia you're thinking of. And so many people come into our Kingdom Hall
Yeah.
because it's an open place, thinking they're the chosen, and they're not. They might come off the street, but we can presume, just as they come in the congregation, that they're paedophilias and we're letting them in.
Yeah.
It is a public place, we can't stop them.
There was.
If we find out they're a paedophilia, then we have to take measures where the elders make
Yeah.
sure that they are behaving themselves and
Yeah.
they're never left alone with anyone at all.
Yeah.
There are laws we have to go by.
There was a documentary recently.
It gets taken out of our hands. The only reason why
Did you hear about that documentary?
Yeah. But I haven't
What's your
watched it, so
opinion on
no.
that?
Haven't
What's your
seen it.
thoughts on it?
I haven't seen it because I know, even with like Panorama,
Yeah, you heard
they-
about that
they
as
cut
well.
things out, they put things in.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same. They twisted it all,
You think they twisted it?
and it wasn't. Nobody knew they twisted it.
But who tells you they twisted it all?
We need to up. Through data protection, they can't tell us everything, obviously, can they?
No.
By law, they can't. All I know for sure is what I read in the Bible is absolutely correct, and I'm trying to live by it, and everyone else is too. If people go wrong, and we're not perfect, obviously, we can't know everything. People don't tell us. We're not visionaries, are we?
No.
But at the end of the day, God will judge them, not us. We haven't got the right to judge. If someone comes along to our houses and they say someone's committing paedophilia or they're abusing my child, then they say go straight to the police. They do not get involved.
So.
They will make sure the person doesn't come.
Yeah. I mean, there's been these, these false prophecies.
Haven't
You know.
known any. I've seen them all come
mean,
through
that-
dead on time. But go on. And they were what some of the people in the organisation were thinking were coming, but they again have left the organisation.
Yeah. Did you ever hear of a man by the name of Raymond Franz?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Does it?
Franz rings a bell.
Raymond Franz. You never heard of Raymond Franz?
It rings a bell, but I can't remember what for.
No.
No, he was. I'm really surprised you haven't heard about him.
Anyway, why are you talking to anyway? Is there any reason?
Well,
I mean,
why
you seem
not?
to be criticising us an awful lot.
No,
It's
I'm
fine.
not. No,
Well, you
actually.
haven't said one good thing
No,
about it, but
hang
that's
on.
fine.
Hang
We're
on a
used to
minute,
that,
guys.
But
Hang on a minute,
at
guys.
the end of the day,
No, I'm not criticising you. No.
nothing good being brought out yet. But
No
that's
way
good.
on this planet am I criticising you, okay?
No, not me personally.
I just want to be here as a friend. Okay? Can I just introduce myself? I'm Steve, alright?
Steve, you normally come down and talk to me at the trolley?
Well, why not?
Oh, you normally do.
And you're Libby.
Yep.
See? No, I'm not criticising you. I'm just bringing up, why. I mean, you did ask me the question why. So I'm explaining why I came away.
Because you saw a lot of inconsistency.
Yes. Okay, can I just talk about Raymond Franz? Again, I'm surprised that you never heard about Raymond Franz. Raymond Franz is now dead. But he was a governing body member, I think, for about 40 years. And he actually left. Well, he asked a load of questions. I'm giving you this brief now. And he was disfellowshipped because he was asking questions. Yeah. And he wrote a book, it was called Crisis of Conscience. You don't know anything about it? No. See, like, it seems to me like you're kept in dark about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there and you're just kept in
I
darkness.
just don't remember it all, and I wasn't around then, though, anyway.
No, fair enough.
To be
Fair
honest
enough.
with you. But what I see going on now has to be the truth anyway, because it just can't be anything else. It's changing people's lives for the good. It can't be anything else. And the prophecies are being fulfilled now, right now, and people are seeing it. That's why the website's in over 700 languages, and it's still progressing all the time. Can't be just no one backing it up. Can't be man backing it up. They can't even arrange what's going to be happening the weather tomorrow. It has to be God, doesn't it? Because He has to arrange it or making His name known.
But
How else is it going to make it known?
Okay.
What other organisation is doing it?
Well, okay. You know, before the Watchtower came along, you had the Christian churches. There were Christian missionaries out there. They were bringing the Bible to people. They were preaching the Word of God, like they still are today.
Crusade?
No, I'm talking, they were always out sending missionaries out, like they are still today, with the Bible. Now let's think about this.
They do it for a lifetime, do they?
If it weren't for those people,
Do they get paid?
if it weren't for those Christian ministries then, Charles Taze Russell would not have been able to come to a Bible and form his own beliefs and set up, you know, the Watchtower religion.
He just looked into the Bible.
But you see, you've got to think to yourself, if it wasn't for the missionaries and the Christian workers, there would have been no Bible.
No, they would have been. So would have made sure there was a Bible around, because that's their manual for life. He can't make a judgment at the end of the day without having a Bible made known to people. Would be
Yeah.
right. He can't say, I'm going to destroy because you're a bad person, you haven't listened to me, without any warning.
But it's like, to me, I'm not attacking, I'm saying this with respect, I'm talking to friends, okay? I'm classing you as friends, okay? Not attacking you.
No,
Please don't get the wrong end of the stick.
I'm not worried. I'm just.
No, just chill out, man.
I am.
Good.
I'm totally sure.
Um,
I've had a long day at work, then go on.
the sort of impression I get is it's like they came along and they've cashed in on the work of Christians.
Cashed in.
Yes, because the Bible was already in place.
Since when?
Since we could go back to the Protestant Reformation. We could go back a long way, and you think about it, if it wasn't for those Christian ministers and those Christian workers then, Charles Taze Russell wouldn't have been able to come along and say, hey, hang on a minute, it doesn't say that in the Bible, hey, hang on a minute,
It wasn't Charles Taze Russell that did that.
these churches are not
There's
right.
quite a lot of them actually got that. It wasn't just him.
Well, originally Charles Taze Russell was in the Seventh Day
He came
Adventist.
out with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he realised the falsehood in it. So you're saying all,
Have you-
all the other religions God's used to make the good news known?
Have you ever heard of, did you know that Charles Taze Russell taught a lot of stuff from pyramids, pyramidology?
Well, I've heard that one as well, yeah.
Did you ever investigate it?
Because I know it's not true, because what he investigated, sure, things have come ahead now, because the light does get brighter and brighter. You know, he did give basic teachings of the Bible at that time, yeah. He did go against the mainstream religions like Trinity and afterlife and Christmas, Easter, birthdays, yeah, they came past all that, because it's not in the Bible. I haven't found anything in the past. Yeah, sure, they might have got it wrong, a little bit wrong on minor details, like the generation coming
Yeah.
up. And not the organisation did get the 1914 wrong, it was people in general, and then
Yeah.
1945. People in general thought it was coming, but they predicted that themselves, so it was going on with the organisation at that time. That's why they're not here. But no, I found it to be very, very truthful. Otherwise, I wouldn't be preaching it.
Yeah, you know, I'm not, you know,
And there might be individuals, just like Judas Iscariot was an individual who left it. Might be, there might be, I might be the only one doing it right in the congregation, but I know
Yeah.
it's the truth.
So can I ask you a little question then? Supposing you sort of said to yourself, you know what? Okay, supposing someone said, supposing you come across information and it said, you know what, this is contradicting what I believe.
But I examine the Bible, and the Bible...
Fair enough. And you,
I'm not being funny, but the Bible translates itself. I was just looking up something in here. First, 2 Corinthians 14,
yeah.
1 to 4. You read 2 Corinthians 14, 1 to 4 and explain that to me. This was mentioned in one of our walks now.
Can I just ask you this question first?
Yeah, definitely.
Would it be an easy ride for you?
Right.
Yeah, listen to me now. To go to the elders and say, look, mate, look what I've discovered. Look what I've found out.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, hang on a minute. And say, you know, what are we going to do about it? Do you think they would, you know, you'd possibly get disfellowshipped and then shunned?
No. No, it wouldn't.
Because there's a lot of people
Because they
out.
would get out the Bible and they would explain to you tell them what the truth really is from the Bible. Don't say it from a man's point of view.
But supposing you couldn't agree with it.
Well, I couldn't agree with the Bible.
No. Supposing you said, yeah, but hang on a minute,
Their
mate.
beliefs
No,
are
it's,
based on the Bible, mate.
it's not right.
No, they are based on the Bible, and they always bring it to me. I've never been proved otherwise. I only go by the Bible. I don't go by what they say. I go by what the Bible says. This is amazing. You try and read 2 Corinthians 12, verse 1 to 4. This has been explained. Really?
Sorry.
Have a hold. You're okay. 2 Corinthians 12, 1 to 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with this.
Right, explain to me.
I have to boast. It is not
Who is
beneficial.
I?
That's Paul.
Yeah, carry on then.
I know a man in union with Christ who 14 years ago, whether in the body or not, or out of the body, I do not know, God knows, was caught away to be in the third heavens. Yes, I know such a man, whether in the body or apart from the body, I do not know, God knows, who was caught away into paradise. And
Okay, tell you what then, I'm going to do research on that, and you do research, you can give me the answer, and back it up with the rest of the Bible. Can you do that? If you can do that, then
I can.
I will listen to you.
All right. Would you? Okay. Would
If
you
you
do
can't
some?
back up who that is, what the revelation was, who it was 14 years ago, and all the rest of it.
I'll tell you what, Libby. I would like to do a deal with you.
No deal. Just
I would. I'll tell you. I'll do some research on that.
Yep.
If you would be happy to do some research on Raymond Franz, and also some research on this recent investigation in Australia
Not
recently.
apostasy. No, can't do
Ah,
that.
but is
That's
it?
like gangrene.
This is all
I've
about
never
your
touched it.
organisation,
No,
though.
it's all about here. No, I know about
Okay.
the organisation. The organisation I'm seeing all the time. People are seeing all the time.
You think you are?
Anyway, all I want to go by here is this. The organisation is teaching this because it's making through his organisation truths known from Genesis to Revelation about the kingdom, about the preaching work, about generations, about the wheat and the weeds, about the sheep and the goats, about God's name even. People don't use that.
That's another thing.
There's hundreds of, there's thousands.
Did
of
you
it.
know that
So if you
the
can
name
think
Jehovah, what they use?
they use,
Yeah, watch. That was actually introduced by Rutherford.
was it?
Yeah,
No, you definitely don't know this.
19 in around about the 1930s.
Was it?
He decided. Let me explain. What happened?
No, in
You had the Bible students.
What's that there?
Have you ever heard of the Bible
This
students?
is God's name at Genesis 12:5 in William Tyndale's translation of the Pentateuch in 1530.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's been
Okay.
around for a long time.
Well, actually,
And they have known it a long time.
it was
Why is it
right.
taken out of the Bible?
Please do some research on this,
I have.
because there was a monk. Yeah, he was the guy who first brought it in. It was in the 12th century. His name was Raimundo someone. Sorry, don't quote me, but research it. And it was later adopted by Jehovah Witnesses. And do you know why it was adopted by Jehovah Witnesses? I think it was in 1931 that they adopted the name Jehovah Witnesses.
So why then?
Why? Right, I can tell you why. Because they originally they were called International Bible Students. Okay,
Yeah.
right. There was a split. There was a lot of people who wanted to stick with the teachings of Russell, Charles Russell. They loved Charles Russell, and there was a split. And what happened? Rutherford said, "Look, we need to, so that people know that we're different to them. We're going to adopt the name Jehovah Witnesses." And it was in 1931 that they adopted that name. But look into the name Jehovah. It's actually an old name, and actually it's also, Jehovah is actually an assumed name. It's not really an absolutely...
Jesus. Why is that?
Jesus is in the Bible. The name above all...
May I say, the reason why it's presumed is because they didn't have vowels in those days.
I mean, we know the name Jesus, that's there.
No, we don't know that for sure either. It could be Yeshua, for all we know. But the fact there is, if you look in history, the Greek and the Hebrew and the Greek did not have vowels.
True.
Jesus does have vowels, and so does Jehovah's name have vowels. But just because you don't know exactly what the pronouncement is, even in the Lord's Prayer it says, Our Father in heavens, let your name be sanctified. Whether we're getting it right or not, he doesn't really care. He just wants to make his name known, whichever form that is. And that's your name.
I mean, on that
Your
name,
means, it still means the same thing. What does God's name mean, though? That's the thing, not just what it is.
on the
what does it
name,
mean?
on the name Jehovah. When you say you've done your research, well, I assume you have, obviously.
On Jehovah, yeah.
Have you taken that from the society, or have you done your own independent research on it?
It's all in here, isn't it? Anyway, society's put it all in.
Because
They've got loads of stuff. Because do you know what the name
it's
is?
a known fact that Jehovah
What does it mean?
was a name. It was a monk who brought that name in.
Do you know the meaning of the name? Like my name Elizabeth means grace of God. What does Jehovah's name mean? What's the meaning of it? That's the main thing. You can say it. If you don't know it, it's no point.
It may mean God saves.
No.
Go on then.
Even to Moses, he says, what does he say to Moses? To say to
I
Pharaoh,
am that I am.
I am what I am. So I am. I'll prove to be what I should prove to be.
I am who I am.
So if you have a look at here, as you said, have a read of that. What is the meaning of the name of Jehovah? And it isn't just us, it is in the Tetragrammaton as well, which is many, many. Have a read of that, especially here.
Yeah.
There's the Tetragrammaton, which we said before. I mean, there's loads of it on this anyway. It goes back loads. No, it goes way back. There's lots of it.
Yeah.
There's loads of it on it. Name Jehovah comes from a verb means to become, and a number of scholars, not us, feel that it reflects the causative form of the Hebrew verb. Thus, the understanding of the New World Bible Translation Committee is that God's name means he causes to become. Scholars hold varying views, so we cannot be dogmatic about this meaning. However, this definition well fits Jehovah's role as the creator of all things and the fulfiller of purpose. He not only causes the physical universe and intelligent beings to exist, but as events unfold, he continues to cause his will and purpose to be revealed. Therefore, the meaning of the name of Jehovah is not limited to the related verb forms at Exodus 3:14, which we mentioned, or become what I choose to become, or I will prove to be what I should be.
You see, Jesus.
Wait a minute, I finished it.
Sorry.
In the strictest sense, those words do not fully define God's name. Rather, they reveal an aspect of his personality, showing that he becomes what is needed each circumstance to fulfill his purpose. So while the name Jehovah may include this idea, it's not limited to what he himself chooses to become. It also includes what he causes to happen with regard to the creation and the accomplishment of his purpose. So it involves him causing to it, so whatever he's promised to do, he will do. And he can use humans to do it as well, and organisations to make sure his purpose is done, i.e., what is God's purpose for the earth, would you say? What is God's purpose for
I
the
don't
earth?
deny that, God will use humans, he will.
No, but what is God's purpose for the earth, do you know?
I know that there's going to be a millennial reign.
Yep, there's that.
There's going to be a new heavens and a new earth.
In what way is it a new heavens? In what way is it a new heavens? Obviously not physically a new heavens because it's perfect.
I wouldn't like to say for sure, but I just know that in the scriptures that's what it says.
So that would relate to New Jerusalem, that would be related to the New Jerusalem.
Yeah, it does. It also says that Jesus is going to return.
The way he came, with the way he left, which is in a cloud, no one saw him going past that. So it's going to be an invisible presence, but that's another thing to talk about. That's the rapture you're talking about now.
See, that's another thing I disagree with. That's another reason why I left, because they actually said that, well, you even believe that to this day, that Jesus returned invisibly, whereas I believe that Jesus is actually going to return physically.
Where does it say that in
Exactly the
Bible?
same thing happened to
It
him
tells us that
happened
in
the
Acts
last
chapter
time.
1 verse 11.
I'll look at the original Greek and Hebrew in a minute. Acts chapter 1 verse 11. Anyway, we'll find out about that second.
Because when the disciples were watching him go up into the cloud,
Cloud.
yeah,
So
the angel,
if an aeroplane is flying above the cloud, can you see it?
the angels appeared to him, and to the disciples, and they said, "As you see Jesus go, he's going to come back.
Invisible.
He's going to come back in like manner."
In
Well,
a cloud. If someone's above the cloud, can you see the aeroplane? No, of course you can't.
he left.
So it's invisible.
He left in a physical body. He went back to heaven, and he's going to come back in like manner.
like manner, invisible. Because it says he died once for all time and he's not coming back to the earth again. Why should he?
So how do you explain Thessalonians where it says that the Lord himself would descend from heaven with a trumpet call of God?
With the trumpet call, yeah, even all the angels do that, isn't they? They throw the bowls of annihilation to the earth. There's loads of that in Revelation. That's all figurative.
And it also says that every eye will see him, even those who pierced him.
Yeah, the eyes of understanding, that means not physical. But you need to look at the original Greek on that again. Wish I've got the interlinear, but you need to look at the original Greek for that.
So right.
It's the eye of understanding, not physical eye.
Getting back to, you know, what he's talking about. 1 Corinthians, what is it, chapter 5?
1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 12, 1 to 4.
2 Corinthians
I'll write it down for you.
Please do.
I've got a pen.
Okay, if I research that, what would you like me to do?
To explain it to me. And back it up with your other
I'll come back to you.
2 Corinthians 12, because
What is it you want me to find out?
everything about it, because I'm not sure. I know it's Paul, and I don't know what the vision was, and I don't know what happened. Was it 14 days ago? And what the revelation was? I've got to look at.
Okay, yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
But I can't look into apostate literature. Sorry.
But why not?
Because the Bible says it's gangrene and can spread. Because Satan put doubt in Eve's mind.
But if you're,
so why do I put doubt
but
in
if
mine?
you're a lover of truth,
I am.
but are you? If you're a lover of truth, you will look into that. And if you are in the truth as you say you are, what have you got to fear? You've got nothing to fear, because the truth will stand up to anything. So stop fearing.
I'm not fearing anything. I'm just being obedient. Taking things to the Bible, really. Taking things to the Bible. If I was listening to people that have probably done things wrong as witnesses, because they vowed to do God's will, and they've done something wrong and not repented on purpose, so they do get time to change, then why do I associate with them? Because I'm not meant to associate with them in any single way.
Another
They
thought.
can
I have several
reasons, and they can do what they want, but we can't talk to them.
I have several reasons why I decided that Jehovah Witnesses were not the truth.
So,
I will say another reason is that I would class Charles Taze Russell as an apostate. Think about Charles Taze Russell. He went to the church.
This, at the end of the day,
He went to a church,
I'm not being
right?
funny, but with the world we're living in today, right?
Can I just finish off about Charles?
Go on then.
Sorry.
We don't worship him anyway, we worship God.
He decided to believe what he wanted to believe. He set up his own church when there was already churches in place.
If God didn't approve of it, then why is it carrying on today and expanding?
Well, you could say that about other churches as
They're
well.
not, though.
So could we class Charles Taze Russell as an apostate? I believe we can. Because please, I urge you to look in further to Charles Taze Russell. Don't just take the Watchtower Society. Do your own independent research
To be
on it.
quite honest, I don't care what Charles Taze Russell or anybody else has done. What is in here is what I believe and what I take notice of.
Yeah, okay.
Whether man
So
falls away
whatever they
or
do,
imperfect humans fall away, it
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
make a lot of difference to me.
So long as I'm doing
Because
that
what I've been
sense.
taught is basically the truth. I have found it nowhere else. I've looked in other religions, but it's not there.
So we haven't got a deal then? We haven't got no deal.
Yeah, we haven't got a deal. But
So you're going to look into those things? I'll tell you look into those things and I'll look into these
Charles
things.
Taze Russell, yes, he's part of the
But
organisation.
you're looking into Charles Taze Russell, what is given to you.
He's an apostate, you said, so not that he ever was, but I will look into Charles Taze Russell, yes.
Yeah, but my thought is this. The churches were in place, the Bible was there. This guy came along, he said, hang on a minute. And he decided to start teaching his own things. And those things never came to pass.
Well, we know that
Everything he said did.
Is this the changing of the guard?
Yeah, it's got moving because it looks like rain.
It does to me.
But it's nice
Anyway,
talking
having
to you
said-
anyway.
Find out about that anyway. And I want to fuck Charles Taze Russell, but I'll say stuff, probably not.
Okay.
I've done it before, and it doesn't.
Take
I
care.
actually had someone